So let's work with our roles. Okay, let's check what we have. Okay, so we have an animation for roles, but it's not perfect. It will have to do. Okay, whatever. Okay, so let's go on to our script, and you will notice that we have, or we already have a role method, but we have disabled it because we changed a lot of things and a lot of what we were using. So let's go up and let's start seeing what we need to be covering at the moment. So basically, for our roles, we need to create the direction, of course. That's pretty much the usual thing we always do. And then we're going to play the animation, and we're going to basically force us to move towards that direction based on a value, and most likely it would have been better if we were using root motion. So let's try root motion at first, and we'll see what behaviors this is going to give us. Okay, now let's collapse all of this. I kind of want to check what we do with our movement. So with handle movement, we create our move direction, we create all of this. Okay. Okay, and move character. But if you're interacting, if you're not interacting, and if you're interacting, target velocity, we get that from delta position. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to force whenever there is a roll. Let's say we bring this back again. So we basically need this again, but I'm going to force the character to rotate on that direction. So let's see, quaternion, look rotation, movement direction, and let's just do it the dirty way. Okay, then I'm going to play the roll animation without changing anything, and play target animation, which is the roll. Okay, it's going to be interacting, and we don't really care if it's mirrored or not. So technically, if we have now root motion onto our animation, which I think we do, at least for this one, I think we do. Yeah, okay, it has animation. Then it should rotate us, and it should move us towards that position. Let's check our input, because I forgot what's the roll input. And yeah, I think we're going to have to find it differently. The B input. And we have our B input. Okay, left shift. So let's see. Let's get down from here. And yeah, that actually works, and worked just fine without any problems, because we have root motion. Of course, there is one slight issue. Well, not slight issue. We can't really control how much we are moving, and we might want to add a little bit more speed. There's two ways to do this. There's two ways to actually do this with the way we have it set up. One will be to just edit the roll distance based on this. Okay, but that based on the root motion, but that will not allow us to change if we have different weight and different speed. Okay, if you want to do a fat roll or whatever, then that will be different and yeah, it will always be constant. Okay, so we will do one more thing. On to our target where we say play target animation. Let's find it. Okay, we're going to do a peak definition, and we're also going to add a velocity multiplier. Okay, and we're going to default it by 1. Since we are already here into our controller, let's go and add a float here. It just needs to be a private float. Okay, I'm just going to default it at 1 as well. At 1, it's going to mean onto our movement. Let's see. Okay. At 1, it will mean whatever delta position you already have. So less than 1, we're going to be moving less than our position. Higher than that, it's going to be updating faster our velocity. So let's try this. And let's see. When we are playing now the target animation, it will have velocity multiplier, or this velocity multiplier, to be the velocity multiplier for this. Then onto our rolls, we can basically control what we need. For now, let's just set it to 3. I think 3 is probably going to kick us up, but we will see. And yeah, we shouldn't really roll out of, yeah, of course 3 is way too much. So let's close it. And let's say 1.5f. Okay, we're going to, when we add stats, we're going to edit this to be higher up. And now, because it multiplies the position of, well, the root motion position, if we add, let's see, if we add an animation that basically has a roll, something like this, let's try and fix that though. It's kind of terrible looking. I don't know why it goes to the ground there. Probably something with retargeting. I don't know. Or maybe it doesn't need the original. I don't know. Let's say that. Okay, and because it multiplies on the root motion position, it means it's just going to jump up a little bit instead of too much. Let's try this and let's see. Yeah, so for whatever reason, all of this go through the floor, which makes no sense. So I don't know. Let's see, maybe this will work. All these are from Mixamo, by the way. But they kinda don't want to work. Yeah, I don't know what's happening down there. But they do face plant. So I guess whichever one we use is still going to look ugly. So doesn't matter. Let's just use one of these. Okay, so now you actually have rolls as well. So let's lock on to our target as well. Let's see, target transform. Let's assign the target transform. I think it was cube 4. And actually, let us bring this guy down here and our camera controller down here. And let's assign this as target, as the lock target actually. Okay, of course, this guy is not looking towards in, so I think we're missing something. So let's take a look at the lock on, and that will be into our input handler. Let's see, handle input, inventory, mouse up and down. Yeah, I think we have this disabled, so let's close that and let's bring back our lock on. Oh, here it is. Let's bring this up. So find a lockable target inside our controller. Combos. Yeah, I guess we don't have it. Okay, we can fix this. So collapse everything and let's write it. Let's go below our combos and let's say public transform find lockable target. Okay, and I think we have the iLockables. Okay, so we're going to find our colliders. Game object, oh no, physics, overlap, sphere, mTransform.position, and let's say radius of 20. You can also pass a layer mask, so it will be simpler. iLockable, lockable calls iLockable, get component in parent iLockable. Okay, if lockable not equals null, return lockable dot get lock on target, and that will probably be you and mTransform. Okay, but because the controller can be lockable, or well, it could be lockable later, we should also ignore this, otherwise return null. Okay, then transform lock target controller dot lockable target if lock target is not null, then camera manager dot lock target equals lock target controller dot lock on equals true, and else equals false, camera manager lock target equals null. Okay, and we also need to have the target onto our camera, onto our controller. Let's see, move character, can rotate. If you lock on, you're based off of that. Okay, so I think that will work, but rotation will not work. And rotation is interacting. Okay, look, rotation, target direction. So I think we can go a little bit above. Okay, so lock on. The direction we now want to move when we are locking on, it should be towards the target rotation, towards our target's rotation. Okay, so that will mean we need to save our target, public transform current target or current lock target. Okay, then over here we're going to do vector 3 rotation dir will be move direction, and in here rotation dir is going to be current lock target dot position minus m transform dot position, all that. Rotation dir equals 0, rotation dir dot normalize. Okay, close that. And then back to the input manager. If we also have a target, then controller dot current lock target will be lock target. Okay, now we need a hook for the iLockable, which we have here. Okay, and we're going to add the cube 4 to this lockable hook. Okay, hit play. So let's see if, yeah, okay, it plays and the rolls play normally. Awesome. So feel free to try this and let me know if you find any issues with this, but I think it just works fine. One other thing that we probably should do is our projected velocity we should probably project that velocity onto the plane we are in, but it doesn't really seem that we have issues, unless when we are walking forwards. We're still walking downwards. Let's clear the lock-on as well. So I'm just going to copy this, paste it here, and then copy that and set this to null. Let's hit play. Okay, and we can unlock. Okay. Yeah, so it seems we're working fine with this. If we ignore the fact that for whatever reason we are rotated. Let's see. Yeah, for some reason we are rotated downward, so that means we have some issues. And let's see then. Auto controller, or if you're not directing and you can rotate, if you're lock on, okay, rotate there, under rotation, normal direction, target there. Yeah, we are okay. We're already doing this downwards, so we don't need to be doing this up here. Okay, all that, okay. Okay, target rotation. Yeah, I actually think it's coming from the animation rotating down. So let's bring back our old roll animation, because that one has a weird way of moving. I don't know what's happening. Let's see. Locomotion, rolls. Let's just use this one, even if it's ugly. I mean all of them are ugly, so whatever. Let's select our guy. Let's open up gizmos. Huh. So yeah, I think we have something else wrong. We do fix our position though. But the question is, do we always rotate like that? I guess not. So it has to do with, oh yeah, I forgot. On our input manager, when we rotate, actually, on our roles, okay, we forgot to remove movement direction.y. Okay, that's why we were rotating up and down. And let's try this, and this will be the final thing we do for now. Okay, yeah. So just to be safe, let's say that we are going to add on the delta position, we're going to project it under the position we are actually going towards. Okay, so which we already do, so that's okay. So basically we're done. And yeah, I think now we have at least 80% of the controller of at least what we are going to need for the controller. So anything else, it will just be simple changes on what we already have, okay, and some modifications. But for the most part, this will be it. Okay, so we have roles, we have pretty much everything. We don't have the step back right now, so I guess we can do it, we can add it as well. So let's do onto our input manager, let's add a bool roll flag and also float roll timer. And for our B input, whenever there is B input, we're going to turn on the roll flag. Okay, if roll flag is true, roll timer will be added by delta. By delta, let's see, where do we have delta? We don't have it in here, so let's go add it after this, which we also do not have, but we can add it this way. Float delta time dot delta time, pass that and that. Okay, else roll timer equals false, then roll timer equals 0, but actually no, let's leave that. So B input, or you know what, let's do this way. Roll timer no, B input, roll timer, we add on that. Okay, and we're going to open the roll flag here. So if B input is now false, then roll flag is actually true. It means you pressed it and then you left it. Roll flag, of course, is going to just be false. And we're going to check if roll timer is greater than 0.5 f. Do the roll. Okay, else just do the step back in whichever position you are doing. Okay, we don't need this. It can just be at 1. And let's see. Let's see the animation. We just step. It's faster to just rename this than recompiling, so we'll do that. Let's make sure we have an animation. Okay, perfect. Save that. Let's hit play. And I'm just going to tap on that and we see the step back. But if we're moving and we press the button for a little bit more time, okay, we should also check for the move amount. So if input roll flag, if roll timer is higher than 0.5 or move amount is higher than 0. Okay, then it's going to move that. And actually we could just say yeah, I actually don't know if you have if you prolong press the step back. Yeah, okay, so you know what, let's just leave only the move amount. Let's just copy this and leave this as a comment, and I think we just use it this way. If you are not pressing any buttons, you just go be back. Okay, awesome. And on lock on, you're just going to do that. Perfect. So that's it for rolls, and we also fixed a few other things where basically the lock on, that's the other thing. Okay, so now we are free to just continue building up our controller. So that's it for this part. As always, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, and if you like to see more stuff, more videos, more series, more of everything, then consider supporting me on Patreon so we can keep making all of these nice things we're making. I'll see you next time.